or the fields are obsolete from the standard tables, you will be getting your answer.
Yeah, I'm
But
talking
you
about
have to go.
conversion tool, the tool that is available.
Hmm.
I mean, in theory, I'm saying in theory, assuming
Hmm.
there is a 100% standard ECC,
Hmm.
nothing has been changed in the last 20 years.
Hmm.
At the click of a button, it should go to HANA, right? It's S4 HANA.
Yeah, in theory it should be.
So there are a lot of other things also,
There are a
right?
lot of,
Like like your data volume challenges. So of course there are your question. I could understand your question. What you are asking is hypothetically whether it is possible or not. Yes, there are automated tools which converts the existing structure to the newer structure, but the challenges are, as you mentioned, extracting, transforming, and loading because of the data volumes. The objects you are going to get from the legacy system and convert them into the newer structure and loading them into the new S4HANA system. So that volume you need to manage, and also you need to have properly plan your strategy of data keeping, how much data you need to keep and what data you can avoid and what can be archived to the archiving systems, and all those things have to be done.
Let's assume
That's
I
where
want to move my 100% of the data because let's assume I'm adding more value.
If you have only the required data only, and already you are properly doing the archiving and everything, and your new system is ready to receive all that one, of course you can do it, but it's going to, as I mentioned, the performance and all those things you need to take care. The volume management you need to do. If you are taking everything, if your strategy is to bring 100% of the existing data into the new system, yes, there are automated tools from SAP as well as from third parties, and you can use those tools and convert the data and bring into the S4.
Yes, there are. Thank you, Silva. And there are multiple tools available from the SAP itself as well as from the third party, whether it's any Indian or the non-Indian consulting company. Okay, they can help you to move the completely standard implementation of ECC to S4 HANA in a very short duration of time, whether you go with the greenfield or brownfield. But again, apart from system migration, there are certain other challenges which you will be tackling in this movement. So, but there are certain disadvantages of S4HANA as well. The cost, complexity in the data migration, the learning curve of the resources to use the S4HANA systems, and the limitation of the customization. You won't be having that much of limitation in the S4HANA, which you used to have in the ERP. SAP ECC system, where you can create a customized code for any kind of further requirement. You won't be having that kind of flexibility in the S4 HANA. And again, there are certain issues with the compatibility with the older systems. So these are the few major disadvantages comes along with the S4 HANA. So till here, that was the introduction of about the SAP system and SAP S4 HANA. And now when we come to Signavio, it is just a cloud-based platform which was recently acquired by the SAP in 2021. So this tool helps you to visualize, analyze, and optimize your processes. And it will also help you to gain the visibility of your as-is process just by plug and play. You can identify bottlenecks, inefficiencies within the processes. What is the automation rate? What is the late deliveries in the Signavio Process Intelligence, which is one of their module. You can, after identifying these inefficiencies, you can design your to-be process, and you can also run the simulation of that to-be process within SAP Signavio. Once you will gonna define the to-be process, you can collaborate with the process owners or the service owners to get that process aligned with their expectations, or you can get the feedback from them.
So just an example, I mean, now, actually, I have heard about this business process modeling even 10, 15 years ago. I never bothered to know anything about it, but now that, see, now I'm struggling to visualize examples. Like, what exactly does it improve? I'll give an example. Let's say I have order to cash, and I have a fulfillment time or process time of 4 or 5 days. Some orders take 8 days, some take 21 days, some take 2 days. So maybe I will conclude that something is slowing down the delivery or invoice creation.
Correct.
What does Signavio do?
Signavio help you to identify what are the major pain areas in these kind of variants, and why one of your variant was fulfilled in a very short duration of time, and even the other one is taking almost double of it, the same double to complete the same process or the same similar type of case. So it will help you where your team or your system is struggling, and it will also help you to identify the opportunities, whether in terms of the process improvement, resource improvement, or resource training, or the system changes.
So example, there is a purchase order and it was not approved by a manager. He is supposed to do it in 3 days. He has not even bothered to see it in 10 days. So what will Signavio capture that this purchase order is held up because the manager didn't approve it, right?
Signavio will tell you that based upon the connected system, it will show you the performance of your processes. Then in your approval authority matrix, this particular purchase order was not struck at the level 1 release, but it got struck in the level 2 release, and the level 2 release is already past the time. Suppose the level 2 release supposed to be done in 3 days, and you have added an action. If that delivery is or that release was not done in 3 days, after 4th day, it can enable a trigger to the manager, either via in the system or via email. We can choose the options, or we can add further options. It can enable the trigger, and then it will identify, it will help either send a trigger to the manager, else it will gonna jump the process based upon the defined logic, which we will be defining in this Signavio based upon the decision modeling. It will gonna give 2 or 3 triggers or 2 or 3 alarms to the manager. If that will not gonna pass, he will not gonna release the purchase order. Either that will gonna reject the purchase order, or it will gonna bypass the releasing level 2 release, or directly moved it to the level 3 release.
Right. So that's workflow rules, but what will Signavio do now? Now that Signavio has known that something has been out of tolerance, Signavio will just tell me, right, that you need to look.
Yes, it will tell you. Also, if you will define the rule-based actions, it will overcome those problems based upon the predefined logics. Okay.
You have an example in the subsequent slides and something?
Yeah, I will be showcasing that to you.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Just like they have created a particular feature in the process intelligence called actions, where you can define the rule-based action for your business processes.
Okay, I'll understand with examples if there are some.
Sure, absolutely. So these are a few overview, but before moving ahead, I just wanted to showcase the journey of Signavio. Basically, Signavio was launched as a Oryx project, nothing but a college project by the founder of Signavio in 2009, when they started planning to roll out as a complete business process management model. This was the first web-based application designed in 2009 to design or manage the process, design and manage the organization business processes. They have introduced Signavio process governance and the collaboration have in 2014. The other two modules of Signavio in 2014, they were having in total 4 different modules. One is the process manager, where you can design the processes. Another was the collaboration hub, where you can collaborate with the users. But in 2014, they also added process governance. In 15, they added process mining in the Signavio process transformation suite, which they used to call it as a process intelligence. In 2018, they were started selling this tool as a business process transformation suite by adding few new features in it. And in 2021, SAP acquired this tool. And the merger was completed in mid of March. So SAP acquired this tool. Since then, it is called as SAP Signavio. And SAP done a lot of changes in the SAP Signavio. Earlier, there was only 4 modules, but now they have added the business process automation as well. Earlier, it was known as the SAP IRPA, but now that is integrated in the SAP Signavio as a SAP build automation. Now we have the feature to do the customer journey modeling, where we can identify the pain points with the customer experience as well as the vendor experience. We can understand the moments of truth and their touch points, and we can also do the sentiment analysis with the help of the customer journey modeling and the mapping. Now, the latest addition is the SAP Signavio Process Explorer last year, where we have the available SAP best practices in the form of the business process models, whether it's for the S/4HANA or the success factors, but they recently also added it for the supply network integration. And their plan is to add the best practices for the SAP BTP as well in the upcoming quarters. So there are a few major benefits of the Signavio. So it provides a full transparency on your processes. You can run the business process management in agile way, where you can do the process improvement on a specific part of a specific set of processes instead of going through the end-to-end process improvement. So it also provides the collaborative approach for the process improvement, where you can collaborate with the process owners, business owners, customers, or vendors as well. It will get you the data-driven insights based upon the information, the system, the Signavio which we collecting from your SAP, ERP, CRM, or the other systems. It provides you the end-to-end process visibility from your value chains perspective, whether it's lead to cash, or order to cash, or hire to retire, or any other value chain. It will help you to do the process modeling. They are not only the one way of doing modeling. You can design the process as per the BPMN 2.0. You can also define your enterprise architecture diagrams. You can define your organizational hierarchies. You can do the customer journey modeling, mapping, as well as you can create the navigation maps. You can put the process compliance in the Signavio. You can design your process, you can get it approved, you can document all the changes within. You don't have to do even document. Signavio itself document or manage all the changes by itself. It will record all the information.
Can you elaborate this point, like how Signavio documents this? Like if I suppose model some process?
Yeah, if you have designed a process and you have added information, but after saving it for the first time, one of your team member wanted to make a change and he requested a change, and you notified that as a positive change, and you will gonna change the process. You're gonna make the changes within the workflow. Once you're gonna save it, you don't have to document all those changes anywhere. Signavio will capture all those information in the system as a for the revision. What was the process in the revision 1 and what was the process in the revision 2, and how much it is changed from revision 1 to revision 2, when it was changed, did the change, was there any change request, if there was any change request, yeah, you will be having that information within Signavio. If that comes through the process governance, if that will not gonna come through process governance, then you will be having the leverage to add that information as well.
So, I mean, as I'm struggling to visualize, so if you define all this process.
I will showcase this point to you. No problem. It will give you a complete history of all the changes within the process and to whom those changes was approved based upon the role.
Hey, you know, ZaranTech now offers SAP corporate training. That's right. Train your workforce in SAP with our comprehensive program. We offer customized courses, certified trainers, and hands-on labs for both individuals and businesses. Our standout features: bespoke training, fully configured servers for practice, in-house materials, and a dedicated LMS. Plus, get session recordings and 24/7 support. From functional to technical modules, we have got it all. Choose ZaranTech for SAP training and watch your team excel. Learn, upskill, succeed with ZaranTech.
Also, you can trigger the process approvals by the system itself. It will gonna trigger an email or the workflow within Signavio. Either the process approver can approve the workflow within Signavio or just provide the approval over the email. If they will gonna provide the approval on a certain specific email, which will be mentioned in the email which was triggered by the Signavio, that information will again captured within the Signavio process manager, whether the process is approved or rejected.
So as an example, if you have to, as if the rule says you have to finish the picking against delivery within 6 hours of delivery creation, let's the rule. And if you have not done it, then Signavio will trigger something to somebody.
That's a different part. Here we are talking about the process compliance on the business process management, not the process intelligence. The use case which you are asking, that comes in the process intelligence, when we will be measuring the performance of the process. Here we are talking about a process designing.
Okay. It is like assume that I have no ERP, no SAP. I just have SAP Signavio and I'm drawing lines and boxes.
Okay. For that, your process should be connected with the live system where all these actions are getting executed, where your purchase order picking and dispatch is getting executed. Okay, if the system is live with the process intelligence is extracting the information in the live manner, then system will be having an option to create or take the action where you will get notified if someone does not complete the delivery in 6 hours. The action engine will gonna enable a trigger and will notify you this particular delivery was not done in 6 hours of time, and you will get notified.
Okay.
And you will be having an option to take the action. So these are the two different use cases. One is the process modeling part and one is the intelligence part.
So process modeling says create a delivery, pick the goods, post a goods issue, create an invoice, ship. That's the process, right?
Yeah, process manager will help you to design the process. The same process can be used as a reference model in the process intelligence to design the triggers or to define the rule-based actions. Okay.
So the Signavio has to be connected to your SAP live system in real time, right?
Right.
Okay, because I worked with Aries earlier, which is also a process modeling tool, but that time I was in a support project, and we used to refer Aries in case of if any incident is a change request or an incident. because if the what user is requesting does not follow what we have modeled in Aris, then it will be a change request. But if it is designed as Aris process in Aris, then it has to be handled against the incident.
Yeah, so that's a different use case, because in the Aris, we were not having the live action engine or the rule-based action capability, okay, where you can take the actions based upon the predefined rules. But in Signavio, once you are connected with the data or the data lake or data warehouse or the DAX system, so you'll be having a leverage to get the data in the real time. And if your data is not performing well in the real time, you'll be having a leverage to define the rule-based actions and as well as to take the actions. You can put them like a bot. Okay, I hope this answers your question.
Yeah, so like if I have this Signavio in place, then I do not need to create workflows. Does it mean that?
No, okay, you have to create the workflow. That's a primary requirement.
Okay.
Either workflow as a, or you can leverage the best practices as well. Signavio provides the best practices.
Okay, maybe I'll get
every area of the organization. So also, if you wanted to do the quick value realization, Signavio will help you with that. It has the plug and gain feature where you can just connect with the data. System will gonna analyze the data and then it will give you the few opportunities to improve your processes. And the last part is a seamless integration. It has a very good capability to connect with most of the SAP systems as well as the other systems like Oracle, JD Edwards, CRM systems, Salesforce, Jira, ServiceNow, MySQL, and other databases. So you will be having a very good library of connectors where you can directly connect with the most of the systems.
Hey, I'll just ask an annoying question just for time being. What if you simply use SAP workflows, embedded workflows, and not use Signavio at all? What will we lose?
Come again, sorry.
SAP has inbuilt workflows.
Yes,
right?
yes.
And it has been there for many years now, right? What if we simply use that like in a more exhaustive way? Then we don't use Signavio. What did we miss out?
You can use that because those are just workflows. You won't be getting the performance of your system in the real time. Okay. As well as you won't be having the governance on your processes. You cannot check the compliance of your processes. You won't be able to assess your processes compared to the best practices available in the market. You won't be able to benchmark your processes because Signavio itself provides you the benchmarking, internal benchmarking as well as the external benchmarking based upon the market data. Okay. And you won't be having the end-to-end process visibility from the value chain or the value stream perspective for an organization. And there are a lot of other capabilities which can cover. But again, this is a very short duration to discuss those points.
Yeah, there could be other systems, right? SAP, web systems, order placement, payment systems, payroll systems, and there could be like 5 dozen systems, right?
Yes.
Around ERP. So does like Signavio will capture like everything in one place?
Yes, yes. That's the beauty of Signavio. You can connect with almost all of the SAP systems.
Okay.
One more thing, like from my side, like do we have different Signavio versions based on the industry? Like if I talk,
we have only one Signavio web-based
if I talk about the best practices, then like SAP has different solutions for different industries. Then
Signavio used to have on-prem version till 2018. But in 2018, when they introduced Business Process Transformation Suite, they left the on-prem version. Now, from 2018 onwards, this is completely a web-based solution, and there will be only one version you will be having across the globe.
Okay.
Okay. And you can choose based upon your flexibility which module you wanted to choose. As of now, majorly are the 7 modules in Signavio Process Insights, Signavio Process Intelligence. These 2 modules which help you to analyze or monitor your processes. Then when you wanted to design or manage your processes, then Signavio Process Manager and Collaboration Hub comes into the picture. But if you wanted to do the customer journey mapping or improve your customer experience or the vendor experience, then you have to go with a journey modeler. Also, yeah, if you wanted to govern your processes, then there's a specific module called Signavio Process Governance, which will help you to execute the workflows. Okay, whatever you have designed in the form of the BPMN models or the non-BPMN models, you can execute them but just by adding the check sheets forms or the logics based on the like you can define the logics in the Markdown language or in the JavaScript, and then you can execute your workflows. And the last part is the SAP Build Automation, which is a completely RPA tool. Okay. So these are the major modules of Signavio. You can choose a license, whichever you wanted to choose. Generally, people keep process automation or RPA separate and the business process management separate. And it would be a 6:1. That means all of your 6 modules will come with one license, and IRPA would be the different license based upon the usage of what.
Do we have this slide also, like where we have like what is included in one license and what is separate?
No, we have not included that slide because the licensing model is different from geography to geography as well as the customer to customer from the SAP. Okay, and the pricing is based upon the contract. You might be having a different contract and other might be having a different contract. They will be having a different pricing based upon the tenure, usage, as well as the type of customer. They have their terminology to define the customer, whether it's a gold, platinum, or a silver customer. Okay, and the pricing is different from the type of customer, as well as it also dependent on the geography. If you are from India, then your pricing would be different. If you are from US, then your pricing would be different. Okay. Also, if you are only using 2 modules, then you will be having a different pricing. If you are using 4 modules, you will be having a different pricing. Okay. And the pricing of every module is different. One module you will be getting in $10 per user. Another module you will be getting in $20 per user. A third module you will be getting in $100 per user. And one of the module called Process Intelligence is not the user-based module. It is that the licensing is totally record-based. That means if you are going to do the mining of 200,000 records, then you will gonna consume 1 unit.
Okay.
Doesn't matter how many users will be using that license or the Process Intelligence tool. Okay. So they have a very complex licensing model. That's why we cannot cover. Also, that is confidential. We are bound with the confidentiality agreement with the SAP.
Okay.
Okay, so that's why we cannot share this licensing model to you unless you are interested in purchasing Signavio. Okay, because to purchase Signavio, first you have to sign the contract, then only it will get moved further.
Yeah, because my question coming from like you said, like if you have license for 2 modules, like I have for O2C and P2P, perhaps.
No, these are not the modules. Basically,
Okay.
modules.
You mean modules, but you mean by the process manager and other things, right?
Yes,
Okay,
correct.
that's actually confused me, like how it will become designing the process for RTO.
No, if you have the license to one module or 2 modules in Signavio, you can design how many processes you want. You can measure how many processes you want. Okay.
So
that's the beauty of Signavio. You don't have.
Do we have this module slide somewhere? Like these are the modules that we have in Signavio.
Yes. I will gonna cover that part.
Thank you.
Right, quick question, if I may.
Yeah, please.
So, so basically, it's a life management of the entire business processes, right, from designing to the changes, and also any, and also it has got the intelligence to provide, suggest any improvements in the process and all. So I know it's going to provide the reports for that purpose. I understand that. Other than those reports, does it cover any like documentation, and it prepares any documentation for the changes and for the governance purpose? Like
Yes, very good question.
And all?
Yes, very good question. Yes, it has that feature where you can generate the documentation for your process, or even you can generate documentation for all the changes which you have made for the process. Or you will be having the complete visibility on all the revisions of your process. What was the revision 1? What was the revision 2, 3, or even 100 or thousands?
Thanks.
Okay. Also, you can not only generate a documentation, process documentation, as well as it has a very good option of reports, or you can ask them to enable the reports for your workspace if you don't have any. So just allow me, let me share my other screen. Here you will get a visibility.
I have a question.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, for the process modeling, is it possible that have a OCR to analyze the Word or PowerPoint to be the BPMN in Signavio directly? Or because I saw the document in SAP, maybe it's possible in the future?
Then we have a one module called SAP Build Automation, which can help you with this.
What sets ZaranTech apart in SAP corporate training? It's our unique blend of expertise and innovation. We offer customized courses tailored to each client's needs, ensuring relevant, targeted learning. Our vast trainer database brings you wisdom from the best in the field. Need resources? Access our extensive training material repository anytime. We are all about measurable results, providing detailed student metrics to track progress. And we don't just teach, we build community. Join our thriving social media network, connecting learners beyond boundaries. With ZaranTech, you are not just training, you are transforming your SAP expertise.
SAP Signavio Build Automation, which can help you with these functionalities. It has a OCR bot available, which can read your document.
Okay, but it should be SAP PCE or on-premise is also acceptable for the.
No, it is on PCE.
Okay, understood.
Yeah, I have a question. So this one, unless and until we have user ID, we cannot browse this site. Is that right?
No, it's not like that. I can help you to sign up on the Signavio free trial, where you will be getting access to 2 of the modules, not the intelligence or the insights, but on the process manager and the collaboration hub, where you can browse the basic functionalities of the modeling. But if you need the process governance, where you can do the process compliance and the governance, then you have to request that module from the Signavio just by writing an email to their support team. they will gonna add the process governance as well as intelligence to your workspace for a 1 month of time in the trial version.
Okay. So we can browse and think. We cannot do, I think,
Yes, correct. Okay. You can do, you can design your processes.
Okay.
I will
Can you share this link so that, or it is in the document?
I will help you. I will just show you how you can go to that place. Okay, these are the few reporting options. I have enabled only these for my workspace, but for this demo workspace, which I'm sharing with you. But apart from that, I have more than hundreds of reports which I can create for my processes. The question to your answer, if we can create a process documentation, yes, we can create the process documentation in the form of the PDF or a Word. We can choose how many number of processes we want, whatever the template you wanted to use, and do we need only one level of documentation or the multiple level of documentation or the documentation of all linked processes at all levels. It will gonna create the process documentation in the form of the PDF or a Word based upon the predefined template. You can also define your own template. You can do the process cost analysis, consumption, modeling convention. You can create a RASI matrix for your process for one or hundreds of processes in a one go. Endor matrix, document usage report, IT system usage report if you wanted to create by roles or by diagram, process characteristic element model, risk controls, all the user report, who user logged in when and how, what they have done, all that information. These are just a few reports which will be visible to you by default, but you can also get hundreds of reports enabled for you.
That's great.
Okay.
Can you trigger any action in SAP from here?
Come again?
Can you trigger any action? Like let's say Signavio says that invoice is pending beyond.
That will not gonna trigger from here. We have a model called process intelligence. In the process intelligence, we have the place called actions where you can create your actions. As of now, this is my other workspace, demo workspace, which I'm showing in front of you. And this is not connected with my any kind of SAP system.
So that means you can create the invoice from here.
Not invoice, you can create an action from here, which will gonna trigger your invoice management process.
Okay, yeah. I mean, basically in the system, some activity will happen in SAP.
Yeah, correct.
From here itself.
Yes.
It's like, depending on how I set it up, I can actually run my SAP business as usual from here.
Yeah, even if you can use SAP build automation, the particular module, which we will not be covering in this session, that RPA tool has all the features where you wanted to trigger an action, or you wanted to completely fill out a form based upon the predefined rules, or completely create a new invoice, or completely convert your purchase equation into a purchase order. That can be done with the help of the SAP build automation. Okay. And the answer to your question, how many number of modules we have in Signavio, I can directly showcase you from here, not just by going to the side, my slides, but from here you can see how many number of modules we have. SAP Signavio Process Transformation Suite is a complete suite which covers all the modules of SAP Signavio. Okay. First module is the Signavio Process Manager, where you can model your processes. Intelligence, where you can analyze your process with the help of the process mining capability. Process insights. Once this module is connected with any of your system, it will gonna show you all your processes, their performances, and the recommendation to improve your existing processes, or the corrective actions as well.
So
what
on
are changes
basis
you have to
will it
want?
recommend? I mean, that there has to be some rules defined for that recommendation, right?
Yes, these recommendations based upon the predefined 397 performance indicators of the SAP.
Oh, okay, 397.
You,
That's good learning. I mean, it's
yeah, PPIs, process performance indicators, defined by the SAP.
That's a good one. Where do I find it? I mean, I didn't know it.
Yeah, you can just go to the process insights documentation on the SAP help documentation, where there you will be gonna find out all the process performance indicators for the respective processes.
It's called process performance indicators. I'm noting it.
PPIs, yes, PPI. In the Signavio process insights, the term is used as a PPI. And they are continuously adding the performance indicators. Okay,
think like the same thing: cycle time, lead times, throughput. So sorry, I'm basically a core planning guy, so I will ask.
Yeah, I can understand your questions, but this is the real truth. I will also demonstrate I will also demonstrate you the Signavio process insights.
So basically, takeaway is Signavio has the capability to make your ERP ERP operations more efficient, right?
More efficient as possible.
As efficient as possible. That's what it is. Not a substitute for bad design, right?
Yeah, and it is not only covering the ERP. Okay, it will also help you to cover the overall enterprise processes, because ERP transformation is just a one use case of SAP Signavio. But apart from that, there are 50 other use cases. If you wanted to improve your existing processes, which is outside the SAP ERP or the Oracle or JD Edwards, but they are in your custom ERP, or not even, they are not the ERP processes. They are the project management processes. They are the customer success management processes, or they are your manual processes. Okay.
Okay. Now, just a related question. We don't have to maybe this. So, in theory, it is probably more suited for greenfield implementation. Will that statement be right?